So you'll have packet for each, and then each one of their poems. So they'll announce who's coming up, and then their poem, what the poem as they go along. So we'll do score that 6, 7, and 8, and then in each one of these, five points per character, and then they'll do a total
What's the grade? 1 to 5?
1 to 5, yeah.
5 being the best.
5 being the best. And I sometimes will give a half a point to it, I want to do like a 3.5 or a 4.5. That's fine too. We have a little bit of a range there. What is it for you? Test.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade poetry contest. We're grateful for Todd Fred being here today to be one of our judges. Todd Fred and I will be the judges, and we typically have 5 contestants in each one of the categories. And unfortunately, today we have one sick child and a couple of grade levels, so there'll be only 4 kids competing in that grade level. So without further ado, let's make it happen.
Good afternoon. We're going to start with 6th grade, and our first presenter is Jace Howard.
When I say I am a Christian by Maya Angelou. When I say I am a Christian, I'm not shouting I've been saved. I'm whispering I get lost, that's why I chose this way. When I say I am a Christian, I do not speak with human pride. I'm confessing that I stumble, needing God to be my guide. When I say I am a Christian, I'm not trying to be strong. I'm professing that I'm weak and pray for strength to carry on. When I say I am a Christian, I'm not bragging of success. I'm admitting that I failed and cannot ever pay the debt. When I say I am a Christian, I do not think I know it all. I submit to my confusion, asking humbly to be taught. When I say I am a Christian, I'm not claiming to be perfect. My flaws are all too visible, but God believes I'm worth it. When I say I am a Christian, I still feel the sting of pain. I have my share of heartache, which is why I seek God's name. When I say I am a Christian, I do not wish to judge. I have no authority. I only know I am loved. When I say I am a Christian.
Next is Fernando.
About Angels and About Trees by Mary Oliver. Where do angels fly in the firmament, and how many can dance on the head of a pin? Well, I don't care about that pin dance. What I know is that they rest, sometimes in the tops of the trees, and you can see them, or almost see them. Or anyway, think, what a wonderful idea. I have lost, as you and others have possibly lost a beloved one, and wonder where they are now. The trees, anyway, are miraculous, full of angels. Even empty, they are a good place to look, to put the heart at rest. All those leaves breathing the air so peacefully and diligent, and certainly ready to be the resting place of a strange winged creature that we in this world have loved.
Next we have Emmeline.
The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth. Behold her, single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself, stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain, and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. No nightingale that ever shot more welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands. A voice so thrilling ne'er was heard in the springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far-off things in battles long ago. Or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss, or pain that has been and may be again? Whate'er the theme the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending, I saw her singing at her work, and o'er the sickle bending. I listened motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more.
And last for 6th grade, Gianna.
Sick by Shel Silverstein. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry, I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks, I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue, it might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is, what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play.
Let's give another round of applause for the 6th grade contestants. And now we're going to move on to our 7th grade contestants, and we are going to start with Estrella.
When We Two Parted by Lord Byron. When we two parted in silence and tears, half broken-hearted to sever the years, pale grew thy cheek and cold, colder thy kiss. Truly the hour that foretold sorrow to this. The dew of the morning sunk chill on my brow. It felt like that of the warning of what I feel now. Thy vows are all broken, and light is thy fame. I hear thy name spoken, and share in its shame. They named thee before me, a knell to mine ear. A shudder comes o'er me. Why wert thou so dear? They knew not I knew thee, who knew thee too well. Long, long I shall rue thee, too deeply to tell. In secret we met, in silence I grieve, that thy heart could forget, thy spirit deceive. If I should meet thee after long years, how should I greet thee? With silence and tears.
Next we have Julie. You Are Home by Aaron Hansen. If there's one thing that I may tell you, let it be. You are your home. Your body is the only house you will truly ever own. Maybe it's got some broken windows, and there are tear stains on the floors. Maybe you locked the things you wish you weren't behind its many doors. But there is wisdom on its bookshelves, and a laugh to light the rooms. There's a vase upon its table where the love you've grown all blooms. Dreams sit on the mantelpiece next to kindness and your trust. Where you use them all so often, they have no time to collect dust. So please, don't look at mansions with that envy in your eyes. There's more that makes a home than its appearance or its size. Your body is your shelter, so you deserve to love it all. Don't let the world stand round outside and tell you how to paint your walls. How lucky that you have somewhere to protect you from the night, and if there's cracks left from the past, well, they just let in more light. Next, we have Savannah.
Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig in the slithy toves, did gear and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome wraths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite and the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the Tumtum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as if in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tugly wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head, he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come into my arms, my beamish boy, O frabjous day, Callooh, Callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig in the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome wraths outgrabe.
And the last one for 7th grade is Miss Emily.
The Pig by Roald Dahl. In England once there lived a big and wonderfully clever pig. To everybody, it was plain. That piggy had a massive brain. He worked out sums inside his head. There was no book he hadn't read. He knew what made an airplane fly. He knew how engines worked and why. He knew all this, but in the end, one question drove him round the bend. He simply couldn't puzzle out what life was really all about. What was the reason for his birth? Why was he placed upon this earth? His giant brain went round and round. Alas, no answer could be found. Till suddenly, one wondrous night, all in a flash, he saw the light. He jumped up like a ballet dancer and yelled, "By gum, I've got the answer. They want my bacon slice by slice to sell at a tremendous price. They want my tender, juicy chops to put in all the butcher shops. They want my pork to make a roast, and that's the part'll cost the most. They want my sausages and strings. They even want my chitterlings. The butcher shop, the carving knife, that is the reason for my life." Such thoughts as these are not designed to give a pig great peace of mind. Next morning, in comes Farmer Bland, a pail of pig's wheel in his hand, and Piggy, with a mighty roar, bashes the farmer to the floor. Now comes the rather grisly bit, so let's not make too much of it, except that you must understand that Piggy did eat Farmer Bland. He ate him up from head to toe, chewing the pieces nice and slow. It took an hour to reach the feet because there was so much to eat. And when he finished, pig, of course, felt absolutely no remorse. Slowly he scratched his brainy head, and with a little smile he said, I had a fairly powerful hunch that he might have me for his lunch. And so, because I feared the worst, I thought I'd better eat him first.
And another round of applause for the 7th grade contestants. Okay, now we're moving on to 8th grade. And our first presenter is Miss Evangeline.
Sorting Hat by J.K. Rowling. 1,000 years or more ago, when I was newly sown, there lived 4 wizards of renown whose names are still well known. Bold Gryffindor from Wildmoor, fair Ravenclaw from Glen, sweet Hufflepuff from Valley Broad, shrewd Slytherin from Fen. They shared a wish, a hope, a dream. They hatched a daring plan. To educate young sorcerers, thus Hogwarts School began. Now each of these 4 founders formed their own house, for each should value different virtues in the ones they had to teach. By Gryffindor, the bravest were prized far beyond the rest. For Ravenclaw, the cleverest would always be the best. For Hufflepuff, hard workers were most worthy of admission, and power-hungry Slytherin loved those of great ambition. While still alive, they did divide their favorites from the throng, yet how to choose the worthy ones when they were dead and gone? 'Twas Gryffindor who found the way, he whipped me off his head. The founders put some brains in me so I could choose instead. Now slip me snug about your ears, I've never yet been wrong. I'll take a look inside your mind and tell where you belong.
Next, we have Erin.
The Road Less Traveled by R. James Stock. Choices. About midday I found a trail less traveled than my own. Reason warned that if I chose that path, I would spend my day alone. Briefly indecision gripped me, but I chose that unfamiliar track, figuring I'd have my footprints to follow if I need find my own way back. When I left the well-tread pathway, I took a compass bearing, not knowing where this trail might lead, and surprisingly not caring. Throughout my way I found beauty and flowers and smells and a brook. I saw unimaginable vistas never seen on the usual trail I took. I found all kinds of wonders that pleased my soul and heart. I thought of all I'd been missing by not setting myself apart. Perplexed and needing time to think, I sat down on a nearby stone. It occurred to me my advantage in finding myself alone. Life is what we make it. One can travel with the pack, but finding our own happiness may mean choosing a separate track.
Next, we have Alana.
The World Was Wide Enough by Lin-Manuel Miranda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 things you need to know. Number 1. We rode across the Hudson at dawn. My friend William P. Van Ness signed on as my number 2. Hamilton arrived with his crew, Nathaniel Pendleton and a dog that I knew. Number 3. I watched Hamilton examine the terrain. I wish I could tell you what was happening in his brain. This man has poisoned my political pursuits. Most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4. I watched Hamilton examine the terrain. I wish I could tell you what was happening in his brain. This man has Number 4. Hamilton drew first position, looking into the world like a man on a mission. This is a soldier with a marksman's ability. The doctor turned around so he can have deniability. 5. Now I didn't know this at the time, but we were near the same spot your son died. Is that why? 6. He examined his gun with such rigor. I watched Steve methodically fiddle with the trigger. 7. Confession time, here's what I got. My fellow soldiers will tell you I'm a terrible shot. Number 8. Your last chance to negotiate. Send in your second, see if they could set the record straight. They won't teach you this in your classes, but look it up. Hamilton was wearing his glasses. Why? If not to take deadly aim, it's him or me, the world will never be the same. I had only one thought before the slaughter. This man will not make an orphan my daughter. Number 9. Look him in the eye, aim no higher. Summon all the courage you require. Then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10 places fire.
Next, we have Olivia.
The Sobs of a Goodbye by Erica. In the calmness, in the stillness, in the silence I awake, waiting in great patience for the egg of dawn to break. For hair is a golden thread, woven from my golden heart. Be careful touching things if you don't know if they're sharp. In the calmness, in the stillness, in the silence my thoughts stream, waiting in great patience for the arrival of a dream. Far away you thrive in golden heaps and piles. Far away you live each day for miles and miles. Away from me you sleep each night, content in your own mind. Away from you I dream broken dreams of memories unrefined. In the calmness, in the stillness, in the silence, my thoughts stream. I wish before I sleep that I might see your long-lost face, for I'll never see you out of here. This is the only place. So your fingers pull my heartstrings, and I wait for it to end. In the calmness, silence, I wait for any friend. Fragments of my memories, I dream them unrefined. Far away you sleep in Finland, content in your own mind. In the calmness, in the stillness, in the silence my thoughts stream, waiting in great patience for the arrival of a dream. Each night I lie alone, hoping that I might find a way to you, after the fragments of my memories that I am forced to suffer through. Each night I lie awake, longing for something to light my way. When I see a light, I open my eyes to see it's only the light of day. I lay my head down soundly on my pillow. I start to cry. Muffled in these linens are the sobs of a goodbye. I know I'll never dream of you. I try so hard, I try. Muffled in these linens are the sobs of a goodbye. Hair is but a golden thread. All is not what it may seem, while waiting in great patience for the arrival of a dream. In the calmness, in the stillness, in the silence, my thoughts stream, waiting in great patience for the arrival of a dream.
And now we have Adele.
Sick by Shel Silverstein. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. There's a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain has shrunk. I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail. My heart is, what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play.
And another round of applause for our 8th grade contestants. We're just gonna need a few more minutes to tabulate the scores. So just bear with us.
All right, for 6th grade, again, thank you for coming, watching our poetry contest in 2022. For first place in our 2022 poetry contest in 6th grade is Gianna Pinto. Our 6th grade second place winner is Jace Hopper. Third place winner in 6th grade is Emily Morrison. Is Julie Laura. Sorry, Fernando. Picture of our 6th place. Excellent job. In 7th grade, our 2022 poetry contest winner in first place is Emily Bell. Our second place winner is Australian Doe. And in third place is Savannah Durbin.
have to project, they have to make a shift. Getting up in the pulpit like that, you think the speaker, the system is doing the work for it. But it's actually diminishing your presentation. So I'd like to make that suggestion to consider maybe in the future. Thank you for letting me be here today.
I'm sure some of you, well, some of you shared with me, some of you students, that Father Fred typically has writing an article, I guess, in the Southern Cross, and he does just great writings and very fascinating topics he takes and writes about. So I enjoy those regularly when the Southern Cross comes to our home. All right, without further ado, it's always exciting for our 8th grade. This is your final year, and who not only presents but also who wins the Poetry Contest. So our first